Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Howdy. Welcome to Farewell Ranch. They say the golden years are the best years of your life, but for many seniors, they just stink up the house and make the grandkids feel uncomfortable with unwanted affection. Now, your old people can be earning you money and enjoying the final years of Farewell Ranch. It's a working farm, cattle ranch, and crematorium where the cowboys are all over 75. They'll enjoy rodeos, working in the fields, and tending all the final resting places of their new friends on Sunshine Hill. Farewell Ranch works your loved ones from sun up to sundown, and when your loved ones passes away, we'll send you a presentation package VHS with the spurs and boots they were wearing as they went on to a better world. Our residents sure love it here, right, Norm?
Is this WW2?
Farewell Ranch, the only way to ride into the sunset.
Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift. This is episode 508, and I, of course, am your host, your funky leader, the greatest man who's ever lived. Oh, it's me. It's Matt. And I'm pumped for the show today because with me, as always, and the person who is also always pumped for the show, it's the Lightbearer, Lightbringer, the Beastmaster of Third Shift. It's Eric, and he's here to tell us how his week was. Hey, buddy, how was your week this week? I know something you did. You better talk about it, but not too much because we talked about it before.
Oh, yeah,
so
we already did. Yeah, we can't talk about it that much. Yes, indeed. One of those things was we went to the movies. Dun, 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 dun. I almost went to the movies again today, mind you, Matt, because, of course, I ended up with the day off. Wasn't supposed to be the day off, but I was given the day off. They were like, hey, you've been working like 60-hour weeks a bunch. How about we give you this day off? And I went, yeah, sure, okay. We'll see if that actually happens. And it happened. So I had it off. It was the weirdest thing in the whole world. And then I said, well, Sunday, which is my normal day off, I'm busy. There's like a graduation party, a birthday party, blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should go to the movies today. But then I just went, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to spend the day just hanging out, playing some video games, doing whatever. I didn't end up doing that. I ended up fixing some shit outside with the deck, pounding some little things in. I ended up picking weeds out of the garden mat. And then cleaned the bathroom closet out, got rid of all the old stuff, reorganized everything. I didn't play any games. No games were played today.
So now you have, behind the scenes, folks, we were sad. We were like kind of, well, man, better get the show going. Here we go. And then I shot up during the intro like I always do. And then you went, oh, Sunday, I'm busy and I got all this stuff to do. All the drive home, I was like, hey, Sunday's the perfect day for us to go get that sushi and have a great time. But you're a busy man. And now
there's still possibilities. I got to look at the time frame. I got to go to one of the parties. I don't have to do both. So it's possible, but I also have my youngest daughter with me for the birthday party part of it, but I don't know if I'm supposed to drop her off at the open house part, and then I'd be free. So I got to kind of get the logistics of it all together, but hopefully we can make something work.
I'm still going to stay sad so I don't get up and then down.
Don't get up
again.
and then down again when I go, never mind, Matt. It's all trash, everything. I knew it. Screwed me over every time. Yep. So there's that. So today was, not the gaming world I was going to do, but I did go see the one show, which you can go listen to the SMT if you want to hear all about it, because I saw Masters of the Universe, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
That's what it's called, yeah.
I want to keep saying, He-Man, but it's not. It's not, right, because it's not yet. But it was good. And you can go hear more thoughts on that over there on the SMT if you want to. If not, that's fine, because I also played a couple games this week. I played some Adventures of Elliot, and I played some Blasphemous 2. Now, Blasphemous 2, I would have never played or never touched. But my brother sent me a text, but, oh, man, I played the holy hell out of this game and beat it. It was great. You got to play it. Metroidvania. I went, oh, okay, all right, cool. So I downloaded it because I still have PlayStation Plus Extra, which I shouldn't have. I need to go ahead and get rid of that because I haven't utilized it at all. So I've been wasting a ton of money on it, but that's okay because now I just used it and downloaded it and played it. And it is brutal. It's hard. It's difficult, but it is definitely scratching the Metroidvania itch. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it just took some time to kind of change my frame of mind on it because it is a Metroidvania, but it's got that Souls-like, as we love to call, vibe going, where it's not like, hey, I'm just running and gunning and having a great time. No, you're going to die a whole bunch, and you're going to die a whole bunch more, especially if you're not being very careful, paying attention, etc. So just had to get that going, and now I'm in the groove and I'm having a good time with it. I've got a few bosses down. It's super like just nasty, like brutal and cool. I love the vibe of the graphics and how everything's playing out, and even the story's like super cool. Like, you know, the angels on high are coming down and like, hey, you know, you're just this piece of trash who's some weird unnamed god, and I've got to, for some reason, I have to actually tell you about what's going on with us and what's going on here. And I really like that, like that vibe of, oh, we thought we were too mighty and high for this dude, but all of a sudden, oh no, he's like killing us and doing things, so we have to pay attention to him kind of vibe. So a lot of fun with that. And then, of course, The Adventures of Elliot. Man, like, I'm having a great time with this game, and I thought everybody was. And then I was just doing some more research, like online and everything, and apparently, like, a lot of places thought this was just a half-assed Zelda. I'm like, oh, well, that's a shocker. I'm really enjoying the hell out of this game and having a good time with it. It is just like, of course, old school Zelda, and a lot of people hate his hat, the fedora, whatever he's wearing. But I don't know, looks fine to me. I don't see any issue with it. But apparently, a lot of folks are having an issue with his hat. They're having a lot of issues with the Navi-like character, the little fey creature who's with him, just chatting all the time. But once again, for me, like, I don't know. It's, yeah, she talks a lot, but it just feels like part of the story. She's a stupid little fey creature. She doesn't understand anything. So she's constantly chiming in. Oh my God, I didn't know chickens like to do that. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Whoa, the sun's shining. But I'm like, yeah, that's what she's supposed to be. She's an idiot, stupid little newly born fey creature who's there helping you. I don't know. It feels natural and normal to me. But a lot of reviewers said they hated the holy hell out of it. And then, of course, chose the option to dumb down her voice and still said it was too much and too annoying and like threw them out of the game and everything else. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm in the minority on this one.
You know what it is, Eric. You know what it is. You played this. You played Pragmata.
Mm-hmm.
You live a life with two little idiot
Two
fake
little
creatures.
children.
That's just your life.
That's just normal.
See the rest of us who don't have little fake creatures yapping around them all the time. No, silence, nothing. I would never play a game with a guy who wears a hat like that and hangs out with a child. No, not for me. Never. No.
So apparently I'm a weirdo, but I'm enjoying the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I was surprised, which I shouldn't have been, that it is old school Zelda. You get on the maps and there's several different ages of time that you're going to travel to. And when you get there, sure, there's a location that they want you to go to. Like, you know, here's where you're supposed to be. But everywhere you go, you can just explore on your own. You can go find a million different treasures, a million different mini dungeons, quests, everything else. So it's very open. It's like, yeah, here's your flag, you know, the main quest. But, you know, there's a million things you got to do or could do if you want to do, and you're going to want to do them because, of course, life shards are just like getting pieces of hearts, and it'll, of course, get you more HP. And then the Fae herself, she gets all sorts of cool abilities if you go into her little mini dungeons and complete them. So you're going to want to do that because, like I just got the other day, Sprint. And Sprint, of course, is awesome. Opened up a whole slew of things I could do and ways to get places faster, etc. And then, of course, before that, you get her fire spell, which allows you to light up a lot of, you know, the magic lamps and get you to basically everything she does gets you into more dungeons, gets you into more stuff. So you don't want to just go to the main thing. And sometimes even if you go to the main thing, you can't do it because they expect you to look around and go find the mini dungeons and do that stuff. And that was shocking because most games nowadays kind of just, hey, you can do this, but here, if you just follow this quest, it'll get you to the main thing and you'll be done. And that's why we always cry and whine because, you know, these reviewers will be like, oh, it was like a 8-hour game. And you're like, what are you talking about? Oh, it's because they just followed the main quest and the main quest allowed them to beat the game. This one's not that way. If you just go straight to the point, it'll be like, oh, you're here, but, oh, man, look at this room. You can't do anything in this room. Well, why not? Well, because you have to have the sprint to get to that point to unlock the door and get to the other door quick enough. You don't have it. Well, but you said this is the next spot. Well, it is, but you should have went and wandered off and found the sprint ability. So that's the type of Zelda this is. It's old school Zelda. So you do have to wander off and do stuff, which is what I do anyway. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And in fact, I'll probably play a little bit tonight too. So those are the 2 games I've played. Went and saw the movie, and of course worked. Back from vacation. And the last thing I'll say before you get on board here is, man, I want to go to Universal again, Matt. Like, we were there for a lot of days and had a lot of fun, but I just sit here going, man, I wish I had another 2 weeks that I could just go explore Universal and just really get in there. I'm like, now that I'm done, I ran around. I was running around, doing all sorts of. I'm like, I just want to go like sit in Mario Land. I don't want to run in Mario Land. I want to go just sit on a bench and eat a Yoshi burger, and I'm just eating a Yoshi burger here in Mario Land. I don't care. There's nothing I got to do. Just gonna do this. I want that feeling now. I've got the feeling of racing to the rides, waiting in lines, doing all the things, seeing what I could whilst I'm in line and waiting. And I'm like, nope, that wasn't enough. No. I got to go back. But I can't because it's thousands and thousands of dollars. So we need to get rich, man. That's all I'll say. And of course, with that, I'll pass it to you.
Well, we need to get rich, but you also need to just live there. Because my friend Gail lives down there. And last time we were talking a couple weeks back, she was like, yeah, I just decided to splurge on like the basic version. I think she did the Disney stuff, like the Disney Pass or whatever. And I looked at it. I'm like, oh, for Florida residents, there's like 3-4 different tiers. And then for other people, it's like the bazillion-dollar tier.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, she, gets blacked out on certain days or whatever. But she's like, yeah, all year long, if I'm just bored, I can just go hang out at Magic Kingdom or whatever. Afternoons are like wide open for some reason. She probably couldn't go like first thing in the morning, but you're like, oh, after lunch, let's go mosey around Epcot. Go do that thing. Like, man, that sounds pretty freaking good. I'm bored today. I'm just going to go do that. Sweet. Gotta go live down there in the hot, humid, disgusting hell.
Impossible.
It's a trade-off, brother. It's a trade-off. You're miserable, but you're eating a Yoshi burger at Mario Land. We're both sitting there sweating with red faces and just eating a Mario burger, though. I mean, come on.
There is some trade-off to it. I'll give you that because, and especially Universal, it's just something else. I've already talked about it, but man, it is so freaking cool. It's insane how cool it is. I'd love to do it again. And in fact, it's funny you mention that because I'll also add that next year, my daughter's going on a band, required trip or whatever. And it's to Disney, not Universal. And I'm like, you need to go beg your teachers to reconsider. Go to Universal, not Disney. No,
what you need to do, Eric, is I got to go chaperone. But then your daughters are old enough.
Yeah,
who cares?
she's fine. She'll
you just
fine.
Slinky, slink.
Right over next door.
Not a free, but a free Universal vacation again. You got it. You got it.
The problem with that, man, is I have to, of course, pay, chaperone and go with her, which means I'm paying for Disney, not paying for Universal. So I'd have to go buy the Universal tickets and then not use the tickets to Disney I paid for and just go to Universal instead.
Okay, here's what you do is you lie and say, I signed up to be a chaperone. I got to go. But then you just drive there. So you offset costs with gas and flight by just driving, and then you buy the Universal ticket, and your wife's like, "What's with all these different charges?"
What's going
you go,
on?
"I don't know, babe. It's a weird travel agency. That
I'm down here with her. She's safe. I see her in the morning and every evening. Yep.
Here's a picture of her in the morning and at night.
Yep.
And what are you guys doing during the day? Nothing. She doesn't want to be seen with me. She's hanging out with her band friends. Yeah. See, we got this figured out. Come on.
Yeah. Well, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'll give you this. Hollywood, whatever Walt Disney's version of the Hollywood Studios or whatever that is, that'll probably be a lot of fun because they got Star Wars and everything. And we didn't touch that. We only went to Magic Kingdom, which for nostalgia reasons is fun and fine. And we had a great time. Don't get me wrong. But obviously it doesn't hold even a spark to, Gringotts and, Diagon Alley and all that other stuff. So,
man, you just made me think. I remember going to Magic Kingdom, but the one I remember most was Epcot because when I went back in the 90s, like they had, I don't know where it was, but like the whole enclosed area, it was nothing but like Sega Genesis games, like set up like arcade cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that all one day, and then we had a fourth extra day, and I did that all the free day too. But now I'm thinking like, am I going to go there and it's going to be nothing, or it's going to be something, I don't know, something not that, because it couldn't be Sega Genesis anymore.
No.
I'm just like, man, it was a wonder world. It was amazing. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I don't know what Epcot is anymore, but a lot of people still say that's one of their favorites. But I don't remember the Sega Genesis thing when I went. I just remember, of course, the different countries and the themed areas, and as we went to them and just kind of walked around. The most I remember was, of course, Magic Kingdom. Doing the Space Mountain and then the Alien Ride and all that crap. But those are all Space Mountain's still there, but the Alien Ride's gone.
And like I know I did some country stuff, but I don't remember that at all. Like Epcot is one building to me. And like the monorail where you go through the building and you see like the World of Tomorrow stuff.
Yeah, of course.
The
World of Tomorrow. Yep.
But no, Epic is just Sega Genesis. It's the Sega Genesis building. That's all it is. There's nothing else there. There's nothing there.
Oh, that's crazy. So yeah, we'll make the best of it when I go back. But I'll probably spend most of my time in the Hollywood, whatever it's called, and doing Star Wars and making myself a lightsaber like a nerd, and that'll be fun. It'll be fine.
Hell yeah. But as for me this week, I went and saw Masters of the Universe. Also, talked about that with Eric on the Shifter Monthly topic. Go check that out. If you're a Masters of the Universe fan or hater or lover of us or hater of us, go listen to all that stuff. And then I also, that same day, right after that, went and saw Obsession, the horror movie, the Blumhouse movie, the 5 people in the cast horror movie. And I will say, I loved it. I loved it. It was awesome. I love the way it was shot. I love that it's not like 4:3, but it's like a narrow widescreen. I don't know what the aspect ratio is, but it felt like cramped and kind of claustrophobic, which fits for a lot of the scenes in the movie. And I will say when it started, I wasn't too into it. I was like, this is moving real fast. Like they're getting really into the story, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but you know how movies are these days. They're always slow going because you got to hear all about this and that. Versus this one, it was pop, 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 here we go. And some of the performances, I was like, this isn't really clicking with me. And then it got crazy. It got intense. It got to the point of why you're there to see that movie. And the lead actress did an awesome job. I thought for sure that like some of the faces she was making were CGI faces. But like I told Eric before, the credits were super short. So I have to assume she just has like that Jim Carrey face, where it's like she can make all these weird faces. And it was great. It was wonderful. There was a scene in there in a car. That's all I'll say. Delightful. The physical prop involved in that scene was wonderful. It made me so happy. Now, it's a horrific scene where something really bad happens. But the prop they used for that you see again later, it just made my day. Because it could have been not in the movie or it could have been a CGI thing. But like you could see it and you could be like, that's a thing. That's a thing there. That they made that. And I was so happy that they did. A great movie. The only other knock that I had, and it's not really a knock, is I wanted 2 different endings to this movie. Like I could see them going one way, I could see them going the other way, and they went a third way. And I get why they did that. Like I understand why. When or if you see the movie, anyone out there, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But like I wanted 2 endings, and you get a tease of both, but then the actual ending is a third ending. And I went, oh, well, I mean, I get it. It's still a fine ending for this movie, but I wanted that first one or that second one, but they went with the third one. But still a delight. It starts off small, but it gets pretty big. It gets really big. And I just wanted some weird, and I got some weird in here. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. And then speaking of weird and having a good time and loving things, I beat Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 over this past week. Listeners, you already know that I beat Hellblade 1 last week. Beat Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 this week. Phenomenal. So good. I don't know if I liked it more than the first one just because I couldn't get a feel on the combat. Like in the first one, I was a combat god. Dodges, blocks, parries. I was doing like the super parry with everything. I was a king. Versus this one, I think the point is to make you scratch and claw and feel like you're not really with it because those are the animations that she's going through. So I get it. But I was like, man, I want to be that parry god. And I just couldn't pull it off as much as I normally could. But it has such a different feel from the first one, which I absolutely loved. But they did it so well. Like all the things they were going for, it all came together. It all worked out. Like it was just perfect. The presentation, the storyline. I mean, it's not a epic, a big involved story, but it takes you on the rides that it needs to go down. The interaction with the other characters, which I wasn't sure they could pull off really well. There was a scene in the mist. That's all I'll say. Great. Just phenomenal. Just so good. What a great game. I finished that and I went, God, 2 5-star experiences back to back which we may never get another one for because we talked about Ninja Theory maybe getting closed down last week. But I went, man, artistic, beautiful, wild, unique, totally unique experiences. I went, man, what am I going to play next? I thought, man, I need something just big and loud and just the stupidest game you could play. And so I played Rise, Son of Rome. I played that all the way through, and I beat that. And it was big and dumb and loud and stupid, and it was fun. Like, even though it's kind of a shallow game, it's not like, Duke of New York, #1 game. I was sitting there, I was just enjoying it. I'm like, man, these actors, they're going for it. They're going for it. They're putting in the performances. They're doing it in this just big, dumb goof of a game. And I had a big, dumb goof of a time. I had fun with it. It was a good time. And then, because I'm on the Game Pass kick, because my Game Pass, my prepaid, 2 years of Game Pass that I got 2 years ago are expiring, I think, in August. I went on the Game Pass. I've been downloading everything. I've been playing everything on the Game Pass. And I went, man, what have I not played on Game Pass? Well, a million things. But I saw South Park, The Stick of Truth. And I went, man, I've never played that. I've watched somebody play all the way through it, but I've never played it myself. And I downloaded it, and I started playing it, and I enjoy it a lot. But it's so weird to play a South Park game now in like old man human times and see the references and be like, oh, I kind of remember that one. I kind of remember that one. Well, if I'd played this like 12 years ago when it first came out or however long ago, I would have been rolling in the aisles, just yucking it up and having a great time. And I'm still having a fun time, but I'm just like, oh, I should have done it beforehand. Watching that other playthrough, I remember seeing all these references and going, woohoo, yeah, that's from season 2. That's from season 5. Wow, hoo hoo. And I'm just like, hey, neat. I don't know. It's still fun, but it's just different. Like, man, young Matt would have really loved this. Old Matt's still enjoying it, but this is a young man's game.
Yeah, just based off a certain time and era. Like you said, just unfortunately, a lot of the old school humor I like, it's the same thing. It's like, man, when I watch these shows or movies back in the day, it was laughing out loud, having a great time. Then rewatch, I go, I remember why it was funny and I remember it, but now it's different now. Just old. It just is what it is.
But that's it for me. I know I did play one more thing. It's only worth mentioning because it came out, the full game came out this week. I played the demo of a game called Type or Die, which is like this, you're a horse that has a knight, but your knight got killed. And so now you've taken up his sword and shield and you're going to go defeat the big bad or whatever. And it's a roguelike deck builder, but it's based on typing. So like all your attacks, you're typing out different things like shining sword, bludgeoning club, and all this other stuff. And it's got a timer. And when the timer runs out, if you don't finish your words, then the enemy attacks. I played the demo of it, and I played it for like 3 hours one night because I just couldn't die because I was doing so well. And it was the demo, so eventually it just got too hard. Like all the cards you got were negative. So I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. But the full game came out, and the screenshots I've seen are way more colorful and way more cool than the demo was. So if you like the demo, check that out. But the one reason I wanted to shout it out to is the art style. Like it looks like those weird medieval drawings where it's not like, it almost looks like a weird medieval comic book. Like it's not the beautiful, like a Renaissance painting, but it's that really flat 2D art style. That's what everything looks like. Like herky-jerky little puppet animations, like the game Pentiment that came out a couple years ago. It looks like that. But roguelike deck builder, all around typing, a lot of fun, really cool. So I did play that too. And the game's out, so maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. But that was it for me. That's all I did this week. My uncle was in town. I didn't even get to see him because all kinds of other crap was going on. But he should be back sometime later in the year, hopefully, maybe. Hopefully I can see him then. I don't know. It's a sad end. Sad end for my week.
Been a week, man. It's been a week. And of course, another game has come out that I really want to get and really want to play. But I've got too many games on my plate right now. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't like even saying that. It's StarFox, everybody. Which, if you don't know, it's Nintendo Switch 2 only. It's the only place you're going to be able to play this. And it's a remake of Star Fox 64, which is the best Star Fox that was ever created. And it is fantastic. It's wonderful. The graphics fully updated. Everything looks sharp and crisp. You know, what the Switch 2 can basically put out to you. The gameplay stays the same, but updated just, visually and just a little, tids and bits have been cleaned up here and there just to make it more playable for you now in this day and age. But it's still the Star Fox 64 that you remember from the past. And I personally think that is freaking wonderful. And of course, the story itself has been updated. So now you're getting more nuances on the past with James McCloud, Star Fox's dad, and how that whole thing went down. You're getting more interactions between all the characters in between missions and whatnot. And apparently you learn that Slippy's actually not too bad, and he's actually really cool because of all these different scenarios and all these different scenes that you get, which, by the way, are all fully voiced. Everything's fully voiced in this one. So you're constantly getting the chatter in your ear instead of just having to read it while you're doing things. And like I said, there's cutscenes in between every single mission, giving you more context as to what's going on, why it's happening, and when, because if you didn't know, this game has like 16 or 17 different places, missions to go on, but per run, you're only going to be able to do like 7. So you have a lot of different variables and reasons to choose your path throughout your adventure, which, by the way, maybe one takes an hour, hour and a half or whatever, but now you got to go do it again because you didn't choose all those other paths, and you didn't choose those paths with these other paths, So by the time you're done, you're going to probably spend 10, 15 hours in this game getting every single path, and there's an actual reward for it. You know, obviously trophies and things that come with getting everything done, but the dialogue changes slightly depending on every variation of path you go on. So different people will say different things according to where you're going to go, because some of your crew wants to go do one thing, some crew may want to do a different thing, et cetera, for every single mission. So you will always end up at the same spot, you know, fighting the big bad Andros. But to get there, there's a lot of variation happening. So I thought that was really, really cool. And of course, just adds to the gameplay and the value of everything. You also have these trial modes, so you can go to any of the missions and do the challenge mode, I think it's called. And then they've got a specific challenge that you get in there that also gets you trophies / rewards, etc. And of course, PvP is back, if you didn't know. This has 3 maps, I believe it is. And each map will have its own objective, I should say, that you're going to be doing. Like one of them's getting loot from these pirates that stole stuff, and then another's doing something else or whatever. There's 3 of them. And then while you're doing that, your team, Fox's team, will be facing off 4 of the Star Wolf's team. And then, of course, you're not only going head-to-head, but you're trying to fulfill the objectives. And then, just like all old-school N64 games, you can change the parameters a lot, like from 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. This is available, this isn't available, the weaponry, this and that, or these upgrades. So you can put on a lot of different caps or non-caps that you want for each of those PvP sessions that you're on and having a good time with, and you play with friends. You can just play online with randos, whatever floats your boat. Most of the reviews I saw weren't super hot on the PvP stuff, saying, you know, it was kind of just, it was okay, but it probably wasn't going to keep anybody going for long unless Nintendo updates and adds a lot of new maps or does something, you know, updated with it, which I understand, but at the same time, it just makes me chuckle because I remember long ago playing StarFox 64, and we played the holy hell out of that PvP. They didn't add nothing. It was just what it was, and we just played it forever. So I'm like, well, is this a younger folk, you know, these younger folks playing this and going, oh, it's not up to the trappings of today's PvP, so therefore it's not going to be, you know, entertaining enough to play once in a while or once, you know, once or twice with friends. Because I'm like, man, I played this thing for years with friends. So if it's got that juice, I don't know. I don't have friends to play with anymore, but, you know, for old folks like me who do still have those old friends to play with, I wonder if maybe that's a whole different story. And I don't know because I don't have it and I haven't touched it yet. But graphically updated, music completely on point. StarFox, every freaking music, you know, thing going on at the level is perfectly matched with it and what you're doing. And the baddies look glorious. The whole thing still feels and plays just like StarFox, but just up to today's standards. And of course, like I said, I looked at a bunch of little cutscenes and listened to a couple of them, not all of them, but they seem to all be very well voice acted. Everything seems very nice. I don't mind the new looks of Fox and the team. They look fine to me. So I'm on board. I definitely want to play this, but we'll just see when I get to it. It is a $60 game, I think, which is, you know, some will say a little pricey for the potential of gameplay because a lot of folks aren't going to do every variation. They're going to play through it once or twice and say they beat it and they're done, which is only going to be like a 3 to 4 hour experience. So the price may vary depending on what you get out of this game. But I will say definitely check it out at the very least, especially if you're old like us. This looks like a no-brainer to grab up at some point. Maybe just wait for a little sale if you're kind of sticky on the price. But let me just tell you, it's Nintendo, and they know it's not going to go on sale. Probably ever. So, I say that, but I will also just tell you it's not going to happen probably. So you got to make your own decision. It looks good though.
Yeah, I don't know. We talked about it when it got shown off and we were both foaming at the mouth for it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it's here, I'm just like, man, how am I going to have time for this? I don't know. $60 too. I played through StarFox 64 million times back in the day. I don't know. So I'm not cold on it, but I'm just like, I needed it like at a time when nothing was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in a funk and this was here to save me. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm scratching and I'm itching for all kinds of different games. Like the game that's my release this week, which is Dark Scrolls, which is coming out or came out on the 22nd, developed by Doinksoft, published by Devolver Digital for PC and Nintendo Switch only. If you don't know Doinksoft, they've made, I think, 3 or 4 games before this, games like Gato Roboto, games like Gunbrella and Demon Throttle, and they're all old school graphics, old school gameplay. Dark Scrolls is no different from that. So if you think of something that would be like an 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System, like platform kind of shooter, where you're just constantly auto-scrolling left to right, and you're jumping and you're firing off your weapons, and eventually, when you fight a boss, like the whole screen is full of projectiles and effects and all that other stuff. That's what this is. That's what this is. And it looks exactly like that. Now, granted, it's a modern-day indie game, so it's got the scrolling that the NES wouldn't have. It's got better colors and better shading. But if you look at those characters, they're that flat, kind of flat 2-3 color sprite that you would see on the NES. So if you have a memory of these kinds of games, this game's going to appeal to you. Just like Gato Roboto, which is a black and white, like Game Boy looking game. Just like Gunbrella kind of did. That was a little bit more detailed, but like an SNES maybe type of game. So if you remember those days, you have a fond feeling for those days, you might want to check out Dark Scrolls. If you're a modern day kid who needs the graphics, you need the gameplay to be, 100% smooth aces, that's not going to be for you. Also, I'm going to tell you, this is a roguelite. So you're going through, you're jumping and you're shooting and you're platforming and you're doing your stuff and you're getting coins as you go along. And as you're doing your jumping and you're shooting, you have like a combo meter up at the top. The better you do, the more you do, you start filling up these stars. I think there's I don't know how many stars there are. Maybe there's 5 stars, but I think there's like 6 or 7. And at each different level of power, like you got 1 star. Now, when you take that money and you go to a shop, you can invest in abilities that trigger based off of those stars. So like if when I have 1 star, now I shoot an extra fireball or whatever. Okay, cool. So now when you got your 1 star, boom, 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 extra fireball. When you get up to 2 though, that goes away. But you have the ability to cash in your stars and do kind of like an ultimate move, like a super move. So if you're smart and you're going through your run and you're like, I'm going to build to 6, I'm going to build to 1, I'm going to build to 2, but I don't have anything for 3. So as soon as I hit 3, I cash it out. Now I have my 1s and 2s again. I don't know. It feels like it puts a little bit of strategy on here. And after your run is done, when you die, like I said, it's a roguelite. So you go back to the beginning of the map and it's got like a Castlevania style map. So a number of different stages that you're going through on your jumping, shooting, auto scrolling, platform and shoot 'em up type of a journey. When you get your run's done and you go back to your home base, now you got gems from that run. So you can cash in to upgrade yourself to unlock more characters. Because you start with 3 different characters. I think there's like a thief, a wizard, and like a lumberjack, like a big old barbarian dude with an axe. And I think you can unlock up to 9 characters, if not more than that. And they're wacky characters. One's a dog who barks and little sound waves are his weapon. One's like a chef who like holds a pan up and like little ham steaks are shooting out. That's his shooting weapon. There's a rat with a saxophone and he's shooting out little notes. So I don't know. It's just a unique kind of throwback type of a game, just like Doinksoft always makes. So if you know the Doinksoft style, you're going to know whether you like this or not. And I feel like I'm going to like this. And it's just, I don't know. The reviews I've seen, I watched a few reviews. Some have been positive. Some have been middling. Some have been like, I don't like roguelites, so I don't like this. Or feels like there's not enough enemy density on here. It needs to be higher. It needs to be this more, needs to be more that. Well, that's a more modern sensibility of things. Like this feels like an old NES game. And if you like that, you're going to like it. If you don't like that, you're probably not going to like it. But I don't know. There's something about the art style, the style of the characters. They're not like big detailed characters or anything. They're small, squashed little sprites. But this game has character. And I love the look of it. I love the feel of it, from watching some trailers, watching some reviews. There's just something about it. It makes me think of those old games you'd rent on the NES and be like, man, I probably wouldn't buy this, but I'm having a great time with it. And man, speaking of buying this game sells for $9 right now on Steam, but with the launch discount, it's $8. But with that, you also get 2 other Doinksoft games. So for your $8 right now, you get Dark Scrolls, you get Gato Roboto, and you get Gunbrella. And there's other bundles too, where like it bundles with Mina the Hollower, but it's only like $23 total. So you get the $3 for this, $20 for Mina. Boom, there you go. They've got a bundle with Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, with all kinds of other indie games. So if you are interested in this, but I don't want to pay $8 for this, you literally can't pay $8 for only this. You can pay $8 for this and 2 other games. Or if you don't have Shovel Knight, you're getting that on a discount, plus this for like $3. So I don't know how you could be really negative about this game, because you're getting it for a literal pittance, like less than you'll get any game for, other than an extreme 99-cent sale for a 2-hour game on Steam. So it's cheap, and it just looks like fun to me. So I'm definitely going to get this. I think I've got some of the other Doinksoft games, but you can't. I throw $8 at nothing. Like I throw $8 in the sky and it disappears. So like I could get 3 great games for that. So check out Dark Scrolls if you want a fun, weird, unique type of an indie game. Brought to you by Doinksoft and our favorite publisher, Devolver Digital. I mean, they always find weird, unique stuff. This is a weird, unique stuff. Everybody should check it out.
Indeed, you should. Speaking of weird stuff, I got a complete tangent that, sorry, folks, if you don't live by us, you're not going to know. But Matt, you better go to the Whistle Pig this weekend. They got the brisket chili.
Oh,
their famous brisket chilies there this weekend, and loaded fries, hand cut, hand done fries with pulled pork or chicken all over it, with homemade queso sauce all over it, and everything else. So you're talking about eating like a champion. You better get out there and check it out, man. It's going to be a good weekend to get to the Whistle Pig.
I can't eat the fries. I could convince myself I can eat the chili, but I can't eat the fries.
Yeah, the fries will probably kill you, but
that'll
chili,
be too much.
Brisket chili, and I had it last year. Oh, it was so good. It was so good, very good. So,
well, see, here's how we get it: is you get that and bring it to Sushimoto
on Sushimoto,
and then we have sushi and we have chili. Yeah. And they're like, sure, no extra food. Fine. We sit and eat it over my trunk.
Yeah, I'll give it to you in the car later. Like, here, take this home.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
So there you go. That's a tangent. But hey, guess what? Whatever. Now, also, hey, free games. You guys know we're going to tell you about them. And of course, I've got Epic with you to this week, going with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition. Everybody knows what that game is. Do you want to build a really cool theme park with all sorts of badass coasters and come up with the most coolest designs you've ever had in your whole life and totally be better than all the other designers out there who've designed real coasters that you've gone and ridden? You can do that in this game, and a lot of people do, because this is a very famous one. A lot of people play it. A lot of people love it. I could even see me even enjoying it, but I just don't play sim games. But I do love a good roller coaster. I've ridden many of them. So, yes, check that out. And the other one Epic's got for you is Void Rot. I had no idea what this game was, so I went, I'll just Google it real quick. And it looks like another badass 2D Metroidvania platformer. And I went, oh. So apparently this one's way more in the Eldritch world. You're going down and, all these Cthulhu-type enemies and just nasty things going on in a burnt-out, destroyed world. Very dark, very gloomy. And I went, that looks awesome. And now I have it. I have it for free. So I can go, hey, Blasphemous, this is either great and I beat it, or it's too hard and I'm scared. I can go try this Void Rot one and see if this one's any easier for me. I've got so many decisions to make, so many games to play. Wow. It's great to be me.
Now, when I saw the Epic here in the show notes, I went, hell yeah. Because in Wario64's server earlier today, he went, here's the Epic games. And I immediately didn't pay any attention to the current Epic games, because he also said what the next ones are. Mm-hmm. And I went, hell yeah, the next 2 games. And I forgot that we had a week to go. So I saw that and I was like, I can't wait to talk about roller coasters and Void. That's not, I had to look it up. That's why I looked down here. I was like, where did I see amazing things? Oh, it's next week that we get to talk about amazing things. But I mean, those do both sound good. And then on the Game Pass this week, I had nothing in here. Like I looked last night, last thing of the night, nothing new. FIFA FC 26 or whatever was the last one. So I got on here. I was wiping my mouth because I ate right before I got here. And I was like, Xbox, you got to have something. And they have a game called Abyssus. And that looks like a first-person shooter, fast-paced roguelite, but you can do co-op with up to 4 buddies. So I know I don't have friends. I could never play this game with a friend. But it looked like the kind of game where running and gunning and your buddy died and he can't come back. So you just laugh and then you die and then you do it again. And I don't know if there's upgrades or not, but I don't know, it has like a weird look to it, like a funky, not graphical style, but like art style. There was a weird word like diver punk or something, like some bathysphere punk or something art style. And I was like, what are they talking about? And then I saw it and I went, well, that looks neat. So I don't know, go check out Abyssus. That's the only game that's on the Game Pass this week. That's all.
Thankfully, to save the day, Amazon Free Games has a whole bunch for you. You can go get Space Grunts Chrono Shard, which apparently is this really cool old school, like 8-bit, 12, 16-bit, whatever type game. And you are this dude, the Chrono Shard dude. You've got these cool glasses. You can travel through time, and you go on this really crazy roguelite adventure. And they said roguelite in it, so I was immediately like, not for me, but sounds cool. So if you want an old, like 816-ish bit, upgraded, but not, kind of game, go give this one a look. And then, of course, please touch the artwork. I don't know. I didn't do my due diligence on this one, but Please Touch the Artwork is also out. And then you got Terraforming Mars, which, hey, I'm sure you guys can all imagine what that is all about. Simming on Mars and terraforming it and placing things to survive, etc., planting gardens. It's all there. You can go do that in Terraforming Mars. And then, of course, last but not least, was Lost Eidolon's Veil of the Witch. And I was like, what in the world is it? And this is part 2, mind you. And I'm like, what in the world type of game is that? And I went and looked that one up too. And I think I totally forgot what it's about. It looked really good, but it was a roguelite, Matt. I know that much because I heard the roguelite words again, and I went, why? Why are all these games roguelites? But it looked cool, and it sounded really good. And I appreciate it, but not for me, because another roguelite game I'm just not going to play.
I just desperately Googled for it myself because Lost Eidolon's Veil of the Witch, if that doesn't sound like a Hopa, then nothing else sounds like a Hopa. But like you said, it says it's an all-new roguelike tactical RPG. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, putting your units on the map and then rogueliting it. Oh, baby, that sounds good. Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Amazon Masters. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it really did look good. It really did look cool, but the roguelite part threw me because I was like, oh, tactical strategy RPG, man, well, I could dabble in that. That'd be fun. Even if I don't like it, I can just bounce off. And then the roguelite part came and I went, I don't want to do that.
But you can make one run, Eric.
Yes,
and then when you die, I bounced off of it.
That was great. It was a great run I did. I did a great run. All over now. Thank you. And you can because it's free. It's no skin off your back, Matt.
And man, you segued in perfectly before that last bit. You just bounce out and it's over. You had a great time and it's over. Speaking of that, the Destiny 2 people, everybody at Bungie.
Glad you brought that up because I was like, no, don't get into the other news because I wanted to report that. Yes.
So that's the thing. It was announced today that pretty much the entire Destiny 2 development team all laid off.
Yep.
Plus some people from Marathon, plus some other side people like contractors or something.
And the studio head, Justin Truman's also, he bounced. He walked out. He'd been in charge less than a year, so he's gone too. So the team's gone. This sucker's dead. Bungie's dead.
So we're going to have to change from Xbox is fine to Bungie is fine. We're like, oh, Marathon, we got season 2.5 coming out. Yeah, see? Yeah, Bungie's fine. Everything's fine over at Bungie. Everything's great.
It's absolutely insane, dude. A massive studio, Bungie, just gone. I mean, Halo, Destiny. You don't get that anywhere else. 343's never been able to manage Halo like Bungie did. And of course, Destiny, we all know what Destiny was. And now they're gone. And I'm like, that's insane to me.
I never played it, but the run that Destiny had, one full console life cycle, like another one for Destiny 2, like 1.5, I don't know.
Oh yeah, over 15 years of Destiny, basically.
Well, the Destiny 2 team is gone. There's still some Marathon people there, but we don't care about Marathon
make it.
in this house. Like, who cares?
Surprise everybody, Marathon's not going to do it. Yeah, there's a lot of hardcore fans who really say it's an amazing game. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It's never going to pull the numbers it needs. It's going to get shut down.
It was in the Game Informer article about the news. They're like, oh yeah, so Marathon's still going and they have plans for it. It was one of our highest rated games recently. And I'm just like, I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter. Like you said, the diehards are going to be there, but it's not going to draw in the casuals. I mean, Destiny, at least I feel like had a story. It had an evolving thing. You could pop back in for the next story pack or the next big expansion or whatever. But Marathon, what's season 3 going to be? We dropped some more guns.
Some skins.
And like another map. Yeah, skins. Cool.
Yeah, it's not happening. And Sony already knows it was their biggest failure of all, buying up Bungie with the amount they paid to get Bungie in the hopes that the team could showcase what you could do with first-person shooters to other teams, because then they never went that route. They went the live service route, which that also completely failed.
Mm-hmm.
So then the purpose for having Bungie was completely just bunk anyway. And Bungie was having a bunch of issues internally at that time, and a lot of... It's their biggest failure. They're going to just wipe it off the map. They're going to get rid of it. They're going to take the cost. They're going to eat it. They're going to lay it under a blanket. They're never going to talk about it again. And that's going to be what happens. There's no other way this works out. And then you're going to see 2-3 years from now, 2 more studios pop up that say, with former developers from Bungie and the Destiny you love. They've formed Trigard, this new studio. We're going to focus, blah, 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 which has like an 80% chance of failing as well, because as we see all these studios that keep popping up with the former developers of this joined forces, and half those games never come out, and ones that do sometimes are B-class, which we're learning, which I'm sad to hear. B-class games don't cut it. The kids don't want B-class games. Double A, as you call them, or B-class, they never make it. So even though I'm nostalgic for that, and I wish there was a market for double A games and B-plus games instead of always has to be a triple A 20-year freaking game, it's not. They're not doing it. They're not making it. They're not making the cut. They're not making the money they need to with the budgets they're given, etc. So I just don't see it working out for anybody there, really.
And I don't want to bring back this point because I don't believe it, but more and more people keep bringing it up in every comment section and every discussion. Nobody buys games anymore anyway. Like, people buy one game a year. So, of course, it's got to be the one AAA game that they like or whatever. You could never buy a AA game. You could never buy a B-tier game. You could never buy an indie game, for God's sakes. People buy one game a year. Of course, everything fails because people don't buy the games. Even when they buy games, it's not enough. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's a whole thing. Whole thing we've talked about before, but I guess I'll just prematurely say rest in peace, Bungie. You know, I played the holy hell out of Destiny, played the holy hell out of Destiny 2. I played all those Halos that you made back in the day. I fell off when they left. So I'm a truist in the sense of Halo. I've only played, the games Bungie made. And it'll be sad to see them go because, man, a lot of fun games, a lot of fun times. And just a bummer. And I know they're not dead yet, but, I mean, come on. We know it's going to happen.
And I'm just glad that I never have to hear Eric talk about Destiny 3.
Ever again.
They released a new thing. And
They
my sister
caught
and
me
my brother-in-law
back
trying to
again,
get me to
I'm
come
back
back
on
in.
board.
So I'm going to bring it up a little bit. We're gonna shoot it up just a little bit here because there's bad news and then there's bad news next after this. But I wanted to mention that the Steam Machine got its prices and its builds all announced. And, I mean, it's expensive. What would you expect? It's a computer thing. But the Steam Machine base level with 512 gigabytes, it's like $1,050. You get a little bit of a bump with the controller. 2 terabyte goes up. 2 terabyte with a controller is almost $1,500. I put in the wish list for it just to see what happens. I'm probably never going to get picked, but who knows? But like, I don't know. And it runs Steam OS, and I was like, that looks cool. I'll put in for it, see what happens. So I don't know. A little bit of, I know it's probably bad news because it's expensive, but I'm sort of excited for it, even though $1,500 is a lot. But I can put that in PC Mindframe. Like, it's not the Duke of New York A1 PC because it's a pre-built, little small mini PC thing. But that's what I run on Steam is I run smaller games and smaller things. So I don't know. I got excited for it, even though I probably shouldn't be because it's probably overpriced and whatever. But I don't know. I like this. And then D-Brand, the accessory skin company that does all kinds of skins for your controllers and your consoles and your whatevers, officially partnered with Valve on this to make a companion cube little cover for it. So, I mean, it's just a plastic thing that goes on your thing. But they did a full-on Portal-themed reveal for it. So this is like legit. Like, they had the turrets, they had the cubes, they had the GLaDOS, they had everything. All the voices. They had Cave Johnson, but was Dave Johnson. That probably is what made me most excited. I saw that, then I saw this. Then when I'm putting in a pre-order for all of it, I don't care. I'm just going to get it. So I'm excited. So it's good news. I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's what it is.
There you go. You enjoy that little bit of news. And of course, everybody's going to enjoy this next bit, which is, PlayStation just did it last year or whatever. Earlier this year, I can't remember. Xbox did it last year or whatever. And Xbox did it again. Xbox is now, as of August, going to raise its prices via all of its platforms by 100 and 150 respectively, depending on whichever one you're getting. So all your consoles are getting even more expensive as of August. And it's insane. And then that wasn't even it. It busted out a few hours later, breaking news, that they intend to do it again next year. So there's going to be another price hike next year. So you got You got till August to buy it now, and it goes up 150, and then apparently next year that's going to go up even more. We're living in an alternate reality, and I know we are, Matt, because also I had no idea, this is completely not related, that Doug Bowser retired.
What?
I'd blocked this out of my memory completely. All of a sudden, on this Nintendo Direct that I missed, which I watched today finally, they were like, "Oh, the U.S. Gretchen Garbrigo or whatever."
That's right.
Like,
Yeah.
What? Who is this? What? Where's Doug Bowser? What happened? And I go, "There's no way. How am I? Am I crazy?" So I Googled it up, and sure enough, went and read his retirement speech that he gave in December 2025. So it's been a while. It's been a half a year, and I've just had no idea that Doug Bowser was retired and gone, and that Gretchen or whatever her name is taking over. So, yeah, just we're in an alternate reality. Something's going on. Time's slipping by, and prices of consoles are going up. CEOs are disappearing off the map. I don't know. Just strange.
I remember seeing her at the end of that Nintendo Direct, but I immediately closed it because I was like, I don't need to hear a CEO talk to me. Didn't even put two and two together that it meant Doug Bowser was out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the freaking Xbox thing, I put it in the Discord. Like, I can't believe it. If you look at the new prices as of August, a Series X is going to be the same price as the freaking PS5 Pro was.
Mm-hmm.
More, isn't it?
More, probably, yeah.
So, like, I guess I'm going to feel good if I get this 2 terabyte Steam machine for $1,500 because next year, that's what the Xbox Series X is going to cost. Like, a Series S, the base level Series S for $500. Come on. That's the price of a PS5 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can.
This vastly inferior machine.
Like, I understand RAM and stuff and whatever. Like, I understand. This is bullshit, though. This is fucking bullshit.
It's nuts. Which just further proves, I think, that they are going to end up delaying all the next-gen consoles. Because if Xbox is already talking about price hiking again next year, that for sure means they're not going to release a new system, which means PlayStation's probably, like the rumors have been, they're probably going to prolong. So we're going to get price hikes on all of our systems, again, with no new system release because of all the kerfuffle and bullshit going on. But it also bodes well because, as we all know and we've already lamented, prices never go back down. Prices never go back down. That's just the way it works. We'll always pay this price or more forever.
You know, as bad as Xbox has been doing, this is the one chance they had to do something right. And like, okay, sure, the Series S 1 terabyte or whatever, the Xbox Series X models, you can put those up. But like your base, Barney level Xbox Series S, that's where you can get somebody. If you kept that at $300, you can get people in on that. Because you can't buy anything for $300 anymore. Obviously, they didn't. They did the complete wrong decision, and now it's going to be $500. But if you at least kept that where it was, the one that nobody wanted, just the one. Hey, we've got it here. It's not powerful. You can just get it.
And you can be a gamer.
Yeah, what good graces you could get for that. But they're not doing it, so whatever.
No. So there's that to look forward to. And then, of course, on top of it all, more problems in the world because GTA 6 finally went, hey, we're giving you the release date and blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of leaks prior to them just announcing it. So there's a whole thing, a whole bunch of news dropped, a whole bunch of leaks dropped. Then they at least gave the official announcement, but minus not the trailer and everything, but the trailer and all the other stuff was already there because you could get a hold of it. That all went down. And they're like, hey, it's $80 for the base game, everybody. And of course, yep. That's exactly what we thought. You know, they're going to charge extra 20 freaking bucks or so for this game because it's GTA 6 and it's the best game in the world. It's good. And it's been developed for 100 years and they spent apparently almost $2 billion apparently to make this game. We knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And then on top of it, they went even more egregious. They went, well, for the Ultimate Edition, it's 100. And then they did it. They said, oh, and you know what? You ain't going to play the whole game with the $80 edition. Like, you're going to have fun with the game, but you're not going to play everything. You have to spend $100 if you actually want the full game. So it's not the Ultimate Edition. It's actually just the real edition, but they're going to give you a subpar, mostly their edition with $80. So let's just be real. You're going to spend $100 because you want the full game. You've been waiting 15 plus years to get the full game. So you're going to pay the 100. And then they tricked you by saying there's an $80 version, guys. I mean, it's not too bad, right? It's there for you, but you're never going to have everything in the game if you don't get the $100 one. So you're like, well, I'm going to get, I love GTA. I'm going to get the $100 version. Yeah. So you've hyped yourself up to pay the exorbitant, crazy amount of $100, people, for a video game. $100 for a game. This is going to tear everything apart. I'm telling you now. Mark my words. The next big Naughty Dog game. Oh yeah, we're that too. Yeah, we're $80, $90 for our game. Oh, whatever that game is, the bald girl that's coming out, Intergalactic. Yeah, don't even think about it. It's gonna be $80 for sure.
It doubly pisses me off. Well, there's another double reason also that it pisses me off, because they did get me. They did get me for that, 5 minutes that it took me to read that article, because I saw $80 base, $100 for the Ultimate Edition. They went, ha. Eric was wrong. He was always talking about how it was going to be a $100 game. And look, it's $80, and $80 ain't great, but when you compare it to $100, $80 feels like $50. And then I read, and I went, oh, certain shops and cosmetics and things are all locked behind the Ultimate Edition. Like, how dare you? How fucking dare you? They did exactly that. They made it look like it's not that.
But it is that.
But it is 100% that. It's just that. $100 is the base edition. $80 is for poor scrubs. But not only that, the other double reason why I'm freaking pissed off
Another
about
chunk
this.
of money they saved.
Another chunk of money they fucking saved. Oh, it's just going to be a code in the box, guys. There's going to be no disc in the case.
No real discs.
When you buy your GTA 6. So you're buying a card and an ability to sit here and download all day. I understand. They spent like $2 billion on this game. So you got to make as much money as possible. But even so, even before any of this was announced, even before anything was said or done or anything, when it was leaks and everything, they said, we plan to make $11 billion on this game. We plan to make trillions and squadrillions and septillions of dollars on this fucking game and the GTA Online stuff that's going to come with it. So you already know you're going to make the most money in the entire world. You're going to make all the world's money. Every single drop of money. But you can't give me a fucking disc? You can't put a fucking disc in the box? I know I have to bleep out a lot, but what the fuck, dude? Like, I have bought digital games. I'm not anti-digital games. I'm not any of that. What the fuck is the point of a physical edition if I don't have a disc in my hands that I could go and play, without an internet connection or, when I have a weird system set up or whatever? Well, we can't find the license. No, I have the license. It's in my hands.
Well, it's just like, when I go camping, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, because me and my brother, we share our thing. So it's, we can't verify your license. Well, if I have a disc, guess what? I can play it anytime I want to because it's a disc in the system right there. Bing, bang, boom. Even if my brother's the one who bought it or I'm the one who bought it, doesn't matter. If I got that damn disc, I can play the damn game. Whereas if I don't, then like you said, sometimes there's some wonky licensing issues or if the internet goes down for a minute. Well, it doesn't matter. The disc is in. I have the game. It's a one player only. The same thing online. So there you go. But no. I can't do that.
And granted, if you're going to sell 1 billion copies, that's 1 billion discs you got to make. But in economies of scale, how much does it take to make 1 billion discs? They're like 10 cents a piece at that point. It's nothing. It's no money for you. You're already making a package that you're selling to me. You're making a clamshell thing, probably with a little sleeve, with artwork, with a little UV jazz on it. Maybe you even put a map in there. But I don't even care. I don't even care about the cool like map and shit that you would normally get from a GTA game because there's no fucking disc in the box. Like what?
So crazy.
And you know what? Sure, GTA 6 is probably a big game, but put the first half of the island on a disc. And okay, well, if I have the disc, I can at least go dink and dunk around on the first island. I'm fucking furious. I can't stand it.
Instead, nothing. But my life was saved because they're going back to Vice City. I loved Vice City. Maybe this is my jump back on point. We talked about it before, but I was kind of like edge on the words of no, maybe not. I haven't been in Grand Theft forever. I'll stay out of it. But nope. I got a text just this morning. My brother goes, bought it. It's done deal. You got it too, brother. And I went,
your brother's such a loser, dude. Like, what a dork.
I went, great. I get to play harm free. Like, I can play it. I don't have to play. It doesn't matter to me. It's just bought and done. I went, thank goodness that's the one he decided to get. Because we always kind of go back and forth of what games we're getting and stuff. And I wasn't sure if he was going to get that one or not. Because he hasn't talked about a Grand Theft Auto in forever. So I didn't know if he even played it. But my butt was saved, Matt. I don't have to make a decision now. I get to play this game or not play this game. And there's no money involved. So for me, I came out clean and happy, but I don't like anything about this. I don't like anything about what they're doing because it's going to change things and it's not for the better and it's not good at all. I don't like it. I'm not happy because $100 a game, man. Whew.
And I see I'm riding a roller coaster here because I was getting geared up for this. Not like drooling, foaming at the mouth for it, but I was like, man, it feels like GTA time again. I can't wait to play this one. You know, the trailers were good. They were getting me excited. Now this, I'm in the dumps. I went, okay, F it. All my good times are gone. But now you just said Eric's got it for free. So guess who's going to be suddenly knocking on your door all the time? Hey, buddy. Hey, what if I hang out down here? Hey, why don't you go like, oh, you got to go upstairs and do something with the kids.
Chores? That's fine.
Give me that controller right now. I'll just hang out down here. I'm not going to do anything bad.
You know,
play
folks,
some
this is
GTA
funny.
right here.
And of course, I know Matt would have never agreed to this, but I did offer Matt a long time ago. I said, how about me and you be the broskies on the PlayStation? And Matt said, no. Hell to the no.
No, you ain't getting all my free games.
He said no. Yes, he said I will never give you the games I buy. So he is the one who's. We could have been this thing, and he didn't want to. Just to open the veil and let everybody know, out of the goodness of Eric's heart, he was on board for being Matt's partner in crime on the PlayStation, and Matt said never.
You also have to remember it wouldn't have worked anyway because I can't put my disc in and then you download it. It doesn't.
That's
work
true.
way.
Yeah, that was mentioned. Oh, okay, I'll give you the little the nicer side of this. He did say, "Oh, I still a lot of my physical," and I went, "Yeah, that wouldn't work because I can't do that. It has to be digital for me to get a game. So I'd need you to buy those games digital." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." So it's
You'd have Alan Wake 2, and I'm sure there's a couple other games, but it's not much that I don't get physically.
It didn't work out. I have a much better deal currently than it would have been otherwise. But just so you know, I did offer many years ago. Now, that still wouldn't have fixed this problem because I would have probably not bought GTA.
Yes, so neither one of us would have bought it. Yeah.
And we just never played it. So it's kind of irrelevant, but since we talked about it, it came to my mind. I went, I did offer Matt that way back in the day.
So we've been down a lot on here, but something will bring us back up. And it'll even bring Eric back up. I guarantee it. I know it will because it's time for Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner. There's no episode that ends without this. And you remember last week's question was, which studio was the developer for the 2018 game Spider-Man? That, of course, is Insomniac Games. I gave everybody that one. It says Insomniac Games. Everyone just said Insomniac. I'm such a great guy. I gave you points anyway. Now, this week's question again. I know Eric knows this answer.
No.
I know he knows it, and he's going to get it. In the multiplayer for Nintendo 64's classic GoldenEye 007, which weapon is famed for its ability to defeat an opponent with a single shot? Correct. You got it, and everybody else in the world got it. Hooray! But hey, I'll give it right now, Eric. You're back in the lead again. There you go. You're back in the lead. Look at you go.
I can still hold it. I can just keep on holding it. That's all I got to do.
So what about you out there in podcast listener land? Do you know the answer to that question? Do you have questions for us? Comments, concerns, feedback? If you just want to give me $100 so I can buy that GTA 6 game, just help me out. Just give me that. And you know what? When you send me that $100, cut out a circle of paper and just draw on a piece of paper, like a disc. And then I'll put that in my empty box. That's what I'll do. And I'll feel good because you saved me. But I don't even know where I'm going with this. That's
our thing.
But yeah, if you have feedback or whatever, send it to us via the email, thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook under Third Shift. Hit the Discord, hit the Patreon. If I'm streaming, hit up a stream. If I'm home, don't knock on the door. That's it. That's all. I already screwed it up once. I'm not going to screw it up again.
And of course, you can go over to Patreon and throw a tip our way. $1, $2, $3, any kind of bucks. Many of you have done this, and it has dramatically helped us out. Keeps paying the bills, keeps the lights on, keeps the lights ons. Oh, man. Now I got the Matt bug. I'm screwing things up. That's not good. But I'll tell you this, Matt. With some of that Patreon fortuitous, givings, you could use that to purchase the Grand Theft Auto 6, and that would then be a gift from the listeners to you, if you so chose to do so. So in effect, you could buy this game without having purchased it. So therefore it'd be a net cost of $0 to you directly. So maybe the listeners have helped you out in some way, shape, or form here. But that's, that's neither here nor there. If you have done that and you have thrown some bucks our way, we do utilize that in making sure the show keeps going, and we appreciate it so very much. But If you can't do that, that's also fine. You can go support us on Apple Podcasts, over on Spotify, 5-star ratings on both those. You can go on to Twitch, throw your Amazon Prime subscription our way, watch Matt play some games and do some stuff, or go on to Discord and join up and have some fun conversations with us. All those things are things you can do to interact with us and have a whole hell of a lot of fun, and we appreciate it.
Of course, you can also listen to the very next episode. That's why I got screwed up, is because I pulled up the episode date and I went, what am I doing? I'm not supposed to be here yet. But it'll be dropping on around the 2nd of July on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Poppy, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it.
We do indeed. Just like we appreciate the 5-star reviews, get on out there and do such things, folks. 4th of July in America is coming. It's the 250th year of our freedom. And what better way to celebrate it than throwing us a 5-star review? Because we're two chumps living in America, and we'd appreciate that 5-star review for the 250th year of freedom here in the United States of America, which is insane to me because it's such a small amount of time. It's so tiny. 250 years, that's it. That's all we've been around for. Just that squoopy little do. Just that. But we've done so much. Well, not me and Matt per se, but the country as a whole. You know, it's insane. It's really cool and crazy to think about. Not all good things, but not all bad things either. A lot of great stuff has been done here. So, don't be knocking.
And with that, there's nothing else to say but...
Don't
don't forget to say...
Shut up and sit down.